New York today, Governor Andrew Cuomo issuing an executive order to increase access to a blood test developed by a New York lab that looks for antibodies to the coronavirus.
We're going to expand the number of people who are eligible to do the antibody test.
The hope, they'll show who's had the coronavirus and therefore may have immunity. Dr. Anthony Fauci says more antibody tests will roll out in the next week or two.
That is part of things that you might need to come back and make a gradual return to normality. What we don't know is we don't know how long that protection would last.
Across the country, dozens of labs are scrambling to make those tests. Dr. Ida Bergstrom was able to buy rapid tests for her practice in Washington, D.C., with a line indicating the presence of antibodies.
Now this is all we have, and it's certainly not perfect, but it's a lot better than the information we had over a week ago.
This weekend, USC researchers began a public health study using rapid tests donated by a Minnesota lab. They plan to assess how many in Los Angeles County have already had coronavirus and where they live. They were overwhelmed with calls from people wanting to participate.
My email is filled with hundreds and hundreds of emails from people who want to participate in the study.
On Meet the Press this morning, the FDA commissioner said he's concerned some antibody tests already on the market may not be precise or accurate.
No test is 100% perfect, but what we don't want are wildly inaccurate tests because, as I said before, that's going to be much worse having a wildly inaccurate test than having no test.
When it comes to diagnostic tests, those nose swabs to see if someone has the active virus, nearly 2.7 million Americans have now been tested. But that's less than 1% of the overall U.S. population, and access to those tests varies.
I'm getting tested today.
When my husband, who's been symptomatic for 11 days, finally felt well enough to drive to a site, he had to wait 3 days for an appointment.
Like so many in the country, he's now going to have to wait 3 or 4 days to get those test results for the diagnostic test. Jose.
And Kate, how is your husband feeling? How are you, the family, doing?
He's feeling much better. I have to say it was a week where he was really quite sick. And I really want to thank our viewers, Jose, for reaching out with thoughts and prayers. It meant a lot.